Hello everyone and welcome back to JavaScript lessons on Codecademy. So last time we covered how you can use private and public variables and methods in an object. Today I think that we're going to be going over what we have learned, seeing as it's the last lesson of the topic part thing. So let's just get straight into it. Objects aren't so foreign if you really think about it. Remember, you can figure out the type of a variable using the type of my variable. Types we are concerned with for now are object, string, and number. So recall the for in loop. This will go through all the properties of object one by one and assign the property name to x on each run of the loop. Let's combine our knowledge of these two concepts. So then what we need to do is examine the languages object. Okay? Three properties are strings, whereas one is a number. Use a for in loop to print out the three ways to say hello. In the loop, you should check to see if the property value is a string so you don't accidentally print a number. Okay? So for we can get this in languages. So this is language. I will explain it once I've done it as well, but follow me along. We need to get whatever is that, and then if type of that isn't a string, or is a string actually, and that's triple equal sign, then we want to print it out. Otherwise nothing happens, so we don't need to do anything. Okay, so it works. Let's explain how it works now. So we have this object which has four values in it. Three of them are strings, one of them is a number. So we go through each thing inside here. N, if you just do if you're comparing just n here, n is just going to equal the value's name. It's not going to equal the actual value, it's just going to be the value. So n in the first time this loop goes through is going to equal English. But if you use languages n, it's going to equal hello. This has been covered I think a few lessons ago, so make sure to watch that video. But so now that this gives us hello, we can find what hello is by using type of. And if hello is a string, which in this case it is, then we say print it out. And then we go to French, and then we go to not a language. And then when for languages n is 4, that is a number. So this is going to evaluate to false. It's going to skip this part and it's just going to go to the next time it loops. So Spanish, you have hola, and that is a string, so that also gets printed out. If you have any questions, do feel free to ask in the comments, as I have said many times before. So let's move on. We should all know by now what's so cool about using prototype. We can define a method for a class and any instance of the class, i.e. object created using that class's constructor can use that method. Remember that classes and prototype are important to OOP, or double OP. Which one's cooler? I think double OP sounds a bit cooler. I'm just going to go with that. Add the say hello method to the dog class by extending its prototype. So we have this here, we need to do this. So we have dog.prototype. I really hope I'm gonna spell that correctly now. Say hello equals function, and inside that say hello should print to the console, so we need console.log. Hello, this is a breed dog. Fair enough. And then I'm going to do the plus method. That was just bugging me that I had a space after that. Plus breed, which I'm going to take in there. dog. There we go. Do we need a full stop? No, we don't. There we go. Oops, breed is not defined. Not breeze, breed. There we go, let's try that once more. Oops, okay, so we do have an error. I don't know why it let us continue there, that was weird. So it appears that you say hello method doesn't properly log the console. Hello, this is a breed dog, where breed is the breed dog. So we have say hello, that is correct. We have it as a function, breed, it takes in breed. Oh, it doesn't need to take in anything, we just need to, okay. So we need to use this dot breed to refer to the function. And I actually don't know why it's not logging it. That's weird. So we're still not finished, although it says we're finished. I don't know why it says we're finished like that. So let's see what we're doing wrong then. So we have a function which is called say hello, or a method that we're adding to this. And then we make your dog, which is a golden retriever. And that's stored under breed. Then when we call this method with your dog, breed is going to equal golden retriever, so this should get printed out, but it doesn't. I don't understand why. I will come back once I figure it out. Well, I just reloaded the page and now it actually works. I have no idea what went wrong there with Codecademy, but okay, not much to worry about. Let's just move on. Do you remember how we said every JavaScript object has some baggage associated with it? Part of this baggage was the HasOwn property method available to all objects. Now let's see where this came from. If we have just a plain object, i.e. not created from a class constructor, recall that it automatically inherits from the object prototype. Could this be where we get HasOwn property from? How can we check? Okay, let's see then. Let's first see what type object prototype is. Do this on line 2 and save it into prototype type. Prototype type? Okay. On line 4, object.prototype. Okay, is this what it means? Prototype type equals that? No. I'm actually quite confused. If all goes well, you should realize that object.prototype itself is an object. And since all objects have the HasOwn property method, it's pretty easy to check if HasOwn property comes from object prototype. Do this in line 6 and the result may be surprising. HasOwn. So make sure to set prototype type to type of. Oh, we need to make it to type of that. Okay. Make sure to set HasOwn to that thing, and that thing we can actually split up slightly, I think. Let's see. Well, that did just give us the code, but type of that, it gives us object, so it gives us that the type of the prototype of object is an object, and it tells us that this object called object has the property HasOwn property. Oh, okay, I can explain it now. So HasOwn property checks if a property, in this case HasOwn property, is inside the object's prototype, where the object is object. So for example, if this was dog, you're checking dog if dog has the property of bark or something. But instead of checking those things, you're checking if the object has the property of HasOwn property. Hopefully that makes sense. It's a bit confusing because too many of the same words, but it actually is quite logical. So let's move on. Private eye. Recall that public properties can be accessed from outside the class. Public. Did I say private? Sorry if I did. Private properties can only be accessed from within the class. Using constructor notation, a property declared as this.property equals some value will be public, whereas a property declared with var property equals hidden value or private, not public. I have a feeling I'm going to mess those up this time. In this exercise, hit run and you'll see that all your grades are exposed. You really just want people to know your overall GPA. So your overall GPA is that, and those are your grades. Muhaha. Modify the student report class so that no grades will be printed to the console in the for in loop. So why can't we can just delete it? Can't we? I mean, comment it out. That's never gonna print it. However, get GPA should still function property in the last line. Make sure that grade 1, grade 2 and grade 3 are all private. Oh, so it wants us to make them private, not just get rid of that. It should have just said that a bit more simply. So if we do that, then we don't have to comment these out. Let's try that. Oops, okay. Make sure that get GPA returns the average of the 3 grades. It should be that. Your overall GPA is nan. Oh, and we shouldn't have the this. It should be just the grades without the this. There we go. And we get a badge. How amazing. So basically, what we just did is, instead of having all of our grades to be public, we made them private, which included removing things in the function so that it accesses the private grades instead of the public grades, and which is how we got the average. So that's it for now, guys. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, as I have mentioned many times before, feel free to ask in the comments down below. And until next time, thank you so much for watching and goodbye.